Everybody's always talking at me. Everybody's trying to get in my head. I want to listen to my own heart talking. I need to count on myself instead. Don't you ever lose yourself. Wait, is it did you ever, don't you ever? Did you ever lose yourself to get what you want? Did you ever get on a ride and want to get off? Did you ever push away the ones you should have held close? Did you ever let go? Did you ever not know? That was a performance. I think Zach did an incredible job on every last performance that he did solo. He did a really good job. And do you guys remember when it came out that Drew Seeley was the one who was singing for Zac Efron? If you remember, do you remember how hurt you were? I was devastated. I was fucking devastated. Not only that, when I went to the High School Musical, was it 2? Yeah, I think, no, it was the original High School Musical. Yep, I went to the original High School Musical concert, and Zac Efron was recording for Hairspray. So Drew Seeley took his place. And it was just devastation on wheels. Like, I was devastated. I was truly devastated because who did not show up to that concert for Zac Efron? Let's be real. But now that I look back at it, I'm like, maybe that wasn't his thing. Like the whole teeny bopper musical type of thing. That wasn't his thing because he didn't continue that. Like he didn't want to keep being like the dude that girls were screaming all over for. Like you can tell, like I could say the same thing about what's that white dude's name from Twilight? Not Edward, but what's the white guy's name from Twilight, guys? Like his name is fuck. Yeah, Robert Pattinson. I feel the same way about Robert Pattinson. You could just tell like that's not his thing to be like the dude that girls like gawk over. Ooh, I don't like that. Like, cause okay, for instance, Justin Bieber. You can tell, like, I don't know if that's his thing per se, but he continues to be that. He continues to put himself in spaces where he's the guy that the girls are all like, you're so cute and white, you know? But Zac Efron, like, he never really, it looked like he really wanted to just be an actor. He wanted to do his job and go home. I might be wrong. I don't know these people, but it didn't seem like that was really his thing, especially given the fact that he was not at that fucking concert. I was distraught. Anyways, hello guys. Welcome to As If the Podcast with your host, Asia, my queen. Oh, what's going on with this mic? Okay, let's get this mic together. Jesus. Yes, my name is Asia, my queen. If you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. How you doing? So, it has been a crazy few days. I was partying. When I tell you I got so drunk last Friday, I got drunk as fuck and had a bomb-ass time. I was hanging out with people that I've known for years. It was my cousin's birthday. She got an Airbnb. And it was just the girls. It was the girls. We were getting drunk. We are some funny ass bitches, like, period. Like, the people that I've grown up with, we're some funny ass bitches, like, period. Like, the jokes we crack are just timeless. They truly are. And I just feel like we're true comedians. We're true comedians, stand up, and yeah, loud and proud. What else? I got super drunk. I was really, really drunk. My cousin, oh my God, this bitch, when I tell you, That is my cousin. If I've ever doubted, if I've ever doubted that we were related, that night was a confirmation. What? I'm not about to put her tea out there. When I tell you, this girl is crazy. She's crazy. So we had a bomb ass time, joking, laughing. And then the next day she had a party where the rest of her friends, including guys and my cousins and my siblings, were there. And we were just dancing, rapping Nicki Minaj like us girls do. What else? I saw some people that I haven't seen in years. And I noticed how much of how antisocial I am. There are people that I haven't seen since elementary school. And my cousin was like, oh, that's so-and-so from third grade. And I'm like, girl, how are you still in touch from so-and-so from the third grade? Like, what is going on? But I live in such a world where it's kind of just me, Taylor, and yeah, like, it's just me and Taylor. We just be chilling and shit. And so when I'm out and I'm seeing, and it's so crazy because her mom is like that too. Like, her mom be digging up people from 1920, and my mom is like, wait, how did you find this person? Like, what's going on? But that was really fun. It was really fun to see people that I haven't seen in years. Yeah. Moving on, let's get into today's topic. I'm getting to the age where I'm feeling a bit pressure, not from anybody other than myself, but I'm feeling pressure to conform. And you know the whole idea where, your clock is ticking, you should start having babies, you should get married. That keeps going into my mind. And like I said, no one's pressuring me to get married or have kids. Like, honestly, they're actually doing the exact opposite, whether it's people who have kids and are married who are convincing me that ain't my thing, or it's my father who is telling me, don't do it. Do not do it. Like, I talked to my dad on the phone the other day. He actually saw a clip of me talking about how I have daddy issues. So that was a little awkward, but it was cool because he was like, listen, I saw the clip. I don't want you to feel like someone's watching you or anything like that. I want you to still be creative and talk about the things that you want to talk about. But was I really that bad? He had the nerve to ask me some shit like that. I'm like, all right, Dad, were you there? Were you there? And which, no, that's why the topic got brought up of having daddy issues. But he was like, was I really that bad? He was telling me how he never anticipated having kids. And he wasn't supposed to have one and ended up with 5. So that was really affirming to hear something like that, because I see a lot of similarities between my father and I. We are pretty selfish beings, and I don't want to bring a child into this world knowing that. So, because, okay, I'm not going to say that, but I might be a deadbeat mom. So I don't want to bring, like I said, I don't want to bring a child into this world knowing that I am someone who likes to be center of attention. I'm also someone who is pretty self-centered. And that's not something that I'm bragging about in any type of way. It's just facts. So for me to have a child at this point in my life would be a disservice to myself and to that child. So yeah, that's that. And I've never seen myself as being a mother or a wife. Like, I never saw that as being something that was in my plan when and I say that because I've always been a dreamer. I've always been someone who aspired to something like, since I was the age of 7. I remember I really wanted to be a teacher, and I would get school supplies and shit, and I would pretend that I had a classroom. I have mad cousins and siblings, so they were all my students. I would send their ass to detention. Like, it was straight up serious. And I remember my teacher giving me detention slips so that I could write my siblings up for detention when I was playing school. And so I've always been someone who thought ahead. So it's not a surprise to me that I know at this point now, and I've always known that I didn't want to be a mother or a wife. But it's interesting how I am now feeling that pressure of being a mother and a wife, knowing that I do not want to be a mother and a wife. But because to me, in some sort of ways, I feel like there is something wrong with me as to why I don't aspire to be that. And a lot of people almost think of it like, well, is it trauma? Is it the way you saw your parents interact with each other as to why you don't want to be a wife? Like, what is it? And maybe, but I can't go back in time and fix that shit. So let's deal with what we have here. And the answer is no. The answer is no. And I'm working on feeling normal in that. I'm working on knowing that that is not in my plan. It's just not. And let's be real. Let's break it down here, though. It is not hard to get someone to marry you. Well, for me, it's not hard for me to get someone to marry me. It's not hard to convince someone to have children with me. It just isn't. And I hate to, I don't know if I sound braggadocious in any kind of way, but it is what it is. It's not hard for me to find someone to marry or have kids with me. It's actually easy. Like, I could go outside, throw a rock, and find someone that would do both of those things. So that isn't the problem, right? Because I do think that people see women who are in their 30s or 40s who aren't married or have kids. I'm not in my 30s or my 40s. But people see women who are in their 30s or in their 40s who don't have children or aren't married, and they see them as damaged goods. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why don't you have kids? Did anyone not want to marry you? Did anyone not want to have children with you? No, that's not the problem. That's not the problem. It's that I don't want to have children. I don't want to be married. You know those movies where you see the little girl looking through the magazine, trying to find her wedding dress, and then daydreaming of walking down the aisle and having bridesmaids and being met by the man of their dreams. That's just never been me. It's literally never been me. When I was a kid, I aspired to wear pencil skirts and be a bad bitch. I just always wanted to be a bad bitch. Like, ever since I was a child, that's all I ever wanted to be, was a bad bitch. And I'm not saying getting married or having kids does not make you a bad bitch. No. But I wanted to go straight to that. I wanted to go straight to being the bad bitch. I always wanted to have a pencil skirt, have those pointy heels, be up in my office and telling people what to do. That's what I saw as a bad bitch. So I always wanted to be a bad bitch. Like, that is it. You know the music video Miss Independent by Neo? Gabrielle Union's in it, Carrie Hilson, Lauren London. There's another woman, I don't know her name, but she's a video vixen that has been in a lot of popular music videos. But I would watch that music video over and over and over again because that is who I wanted to be. I always wanted to be a boss ass, badass bitch. I always want to be a bitch who told people what to do. And that was not going to be a husband or a child. It just was never going to be that. And then when you tell people, no, this is not what I aspire to be, this is not who I aspire to be, they look at you like you're fucking crazy. They're like, why? But why? Why? My problem is that when you say no, people think that there is something more after no, or there is room for convincing. And that shit pisses me off. That shit pisses me off because when I say no, I've obviously thought about the question. Or I would say I don't know. I thought about the question. I said no. So there's nothing after that. There's nothing like, you know what I mean? Like there's no more. It just stops at that. No. Ha, no. But like, why did, but like, where did, but like, why did you, no. It's so crazy when people question you when you say you don't want to have children. Because it's like, have you turned on a TV? Have you looked at the news? Have you gone outside? This shit is ghetto. It's ghetto. It is ghetto out here. And I don't want to be someone who brings someone into this world with this ghetto ass shit. And I'm also someone who feels literally everything. I feel everything, bitch. Literally everything. That's why I gotta stay inside. Because I feel every piece of people's emotions. And there are times where I'm in so much pain. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. There are times where I'm in so much pain emotionally that I cannot stand to be here. So why would I bring another person into this world knowing that that is possible for them to feel that as well? I could not. I don't know if I would be able to live with myself knowing that my child feels this kind of pain. I guess that's why I get so angry at my parents, because it's like, I think they know the kind of pain that I feel. And I don't get a, hey, how are you doing? I don't even remember the last time either one of my parents really asked me how I'm doing. I can't even remember. I mean, my dad sometimes here and there, like maybe every couple months. But my mom, it's been years. So going back, like I just can't imagine myself. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself knowing that I brought someone into a world like this. Knowingly, like I'm aware of what is going on in this world. And I'm also not someone that's, I'm not a pessimist, because it sounds like I'm being pessimistic. I'm not a pessimist by any stretch of the matter. I'm very optimistic when it comes to knowing that things are going to get better. I am someone who feels like things get so terribly gross and then they get awesome and then they get gross again and then things get awesome again. So I'm someone who believes that. But there's enough of us here. I don't need to bring any more. I don't need to be the one to bring any more people here. The yearn for motherhood left a long time ago. I'm the eldest of 5 kids who was playing sidekick to a single mother. I've already had children. They are now all grown, doing their thing, living their life. I'm so proud of them. I can't describe the love that I have for my siblings. I cannot describe that. I can't describe that at all. But I'm at a point where I'm living my life. I am in my prime. I am ridiculously fine. I got a good head on my shoulders. I treat people with respect. I'm a bad bitch. And I can't be slowed down or interrupted. Because as a parent or a good parent, there are some sacrifices you have to make. There are some things that you have to give up for the greater good for you and your child. And I am not in that space. I don't care to do that for anyone. And so that would make me not a good parent. It would make me an awful parent at that. Like, imagine not having enough money for gas to get to work the next morning, but your kid is bothering you about getting them a new Polly Pocket. Imagine that. So when you're sitting here thinking about wanting to have a child right now, imagine not having enough money to get to work the next day and your child asking you for a fucking Polly Pocket. Woo! That would drive you fucking crazy. It's like, listen, I don't know how I'm going to get to work. I don't know how I'm about to pay these bills. So fucking Polly Pocket? A Polly Pocket? Imagine you're at your last $10 and you want to get a 3-piece at Popeyes, but your baby needs some fucking diapers. Girl, nope. That'll do it. That'll do it. If I have to choose between you and fucking Popeyes, no. And in the conversation I was having with my dad, we were talking about how no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you give, there is a possibility your child is going to be in front of a therapist talking about how you fucked them over. I can't do it. Because I believe, and I know a lot of people disagree with me when I say this, but I believe everyone is doing their best. It might not look like it to you, but I believe everyone puts their best foot forward. But their best foot sometimes is a shitty foot. Their best foot sometimes got bunions. Their best foot sometimes got a hangnail. So what do you do with that? But yeah, I think that everyone should just mind their fucking business. I think everyone should live the life that they choose and the life that they feel is fitting for them, not what society feels like is fitted for you, but what you feel is fitted for you. So if you feel like having children, being married, being barefoot and pregnant, sweeping floors, being Marley the maid, no, I'm joking. People who want the traditional lifestyle, there is a narrative where they are just women who are just pushovers. All you care about is men. All you care about is this. Some people want to have a fucking family, and that is okay. That is perfectly fine. But there also is a narrative where people who want to just be shacked up with someone that they truly love and have no kids running around asking for fucking Polly Pockets. There's a narrative that those women are women of the night, or whores, if you will. And that might be the case. Not joking. But that is just not the case. Just allow people to be who they are, or don't allow them to be who they are. But a bitch like me is gonna be who I is, right? So anyways, I have added another segment to the podcast. It is an advice segment where I have people ask me questions and I give my 2 cents into your life. So last week I went on my story and asked anybody if they needed some advice. I got some submissions and yeah, so let's get into it. I'm really excited about it. I'm only going to do 2 because I don't know how many I'm going to get next week and I want to continue this segment. So I'm just going to pace myself this way. All right. So let's go into the first question. All right. So this one. All right. Let's get stressed out here. What would you do if while you were pregnant, you found out your boyfriend got another girl pregnant? To piggyback off my question, there's so much heartache here because it's like, yes, I could leave, but that kid is still here. Wait, that kid? Still my kid's sibling. Just so heart-wrenching every time I see the kid because it's just a constant reminder of what happened. All right, so you're asking what I would do, right? And I want you to know that I'm not judging you off of anything. I'm not judging you if you stay. I'm not judging you if you leave. But what I would do is these 3 things in no particular order. Get some therapy, break up with him, and figure out a co-parenting situation. And if it means the courts have to be involved, then the courts have to be involved. It is your choice, sir. Because there's no going back at this point. You having a child on me while I am pregnant, it's just ghetto. I've seen a couple people, I know a couple people who have had 2 women pregnant at the same time. And I'm just like, what type of ghetto ass shit? What is this? What are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing here? And because the thing for me is, I'm not going to torture myself all in the sake of loving you. Because at the end of the day, I need me more than you need me. So if it means that I have to leave to keep me, then I got to go. And you said that it's heartbreaking seeing this kid. And I'm not saying that you're blaming the child, but this is a child. He didn't ask to be here. But the adult that made the decision to bring him here in such an irresponsible fashion, I recommend for you to choose you. So however that looks like for you, I would do that. If it means that you are waking up every day struggling to get over this situation or forgive this person, I would leave. I would leave. And remember that forgiving him isn't staying with him. Forgiving him is making sure that there is peace in your heart to move forward and know that you don't deserve someone to treat you in that way. Okay? And I'm sending you love. I am so sorry something like that happened. But just know that you don't deserve that. No one deserves that. And I want you to continue to focus on you and your child and kind of put whatever he's doing, whatever he's going to do out of your head. Like that's, it's no longer your business what he's doing. What is your business is how you are treating yourself. So if you feel like you're selling yourself short staying with this man, then I would recommend you to leave. I know it's not going to be easy, but there are things that are good for you that aren't going to be easy initially, but they'll get a lot easier. Again, sending you a lot of love, girl. Sorry, I hate to call you a girl. I'm so sorry. I don't know how you identify yourself, so I'm still sending you love. Next question. Difficulties in your 20s and finding your purpose. I love this question a lot because it is something that a lot of us are going through, and I think that a lot of us like to pretend that we have it figured out when we really don't. A lot of us really don't have things figured out, and we are ashamed to just say, I don't know, I'm confused. So I really appreciate this question or this suggestion to talk about it, because it really wasn't a question. Anyways, I would recommend you to try and quit a lot. Try everything you've ever wanted. Like, try everything. Try absolutely everything that comes your way. If you're like, I'm curious about that, try that. And while you're working on that and you don't like it, quit it. Bam. Try this. You don't like it, quit it. To give you a little backstory, I was an aspiring makeup artist for a few years. I did some makeup for some models for a fashion show, and I absolutely fucking hated it. It was the worst fucking thing that I had ever experienced. I still have PTSD from that. And I never did another person's makeup ever again. I was a makeup artist. I was on 3 different dance teams. I worked in rental car for 8 years. That was never a passion of mine. I was just paying my bills, but that's something that I did. What else? I'm podcasting now, and I feel like I am fulfilling my purpose right now. And I know that if this isn't for me, this would be something that would be pretty hard for me to quit. But I do know that I would have to make space for other things. My second suggestion would be to sit down and think about everything that you dreamt of when you were a child. When I see videos of me saying, "Hey guys, welcome to the Asia Sanders Show," I'm actually going to clip that in the YouTube video. So if you guys are just listening, you would have to watch the YouTube video to actually see what I'm talking about.
Hello, everyone. This is the Ages Hammer Show, and we have a special guest for you Facebookers today. All right. Well, welcome, Dashiki Jabuzi Clear. Hold on. Oh, I didn't see that. All right.
But to see that video is crazy. Oh my God. It's just so crazy. Think about everything that you ever wanted as a kid before the world got into your brain and told you that you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that, you have to be this, you have to be that. Last but certainly not least, keep your bills low. I know you want that new car. I know you want that high rise condo. I know you want the flashy shit. I get it. So do I. But when you're working on finding your purpose, sometimes your purpose doesn't initially make you money. So you have to work odd jobs that probably aren't going to pay that much and stuff like that. So I do recommend to just keep your bills as low as possible. I am driving a hoopty, bitch. Like when I tell you this shit might blow up any fucking day, this shit might blow up any fucking day. But it is paid off. So I have no car payments. Like I could fake do whatever I want at this point in my life. Like I don't have any attachments to anything right now. I'm not, no car payments. Like I said, no children, nothing to really keep me where I don't want to be. If I don't want to be somewhere, I can make something happen. Right. So that's what's good. And like I said, I would recommend to just keep things as simple as possible so that you're able to work around and be flexible and go venture out and explore. So yeah, that's what I got for you. Try and quit any and everything. Keep your bills low and think about what you wanted as a child before the world got into your brain. Okay, so yeah, so that's it for the questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for listening, for watching, for being here. I appreciate you so, so, so much. Follow me on Instagram, Asia My Queen, TikTok, Asia My Queen, YouTube, Asia My Queen, everything, Asia My Queen. Again, thank you so much. Have a great day. Have a great night. Bye-bye.